Hi, my learning buddies. So once again, welcome back to Learn Forward, your favorite learning platform. And we are here with your grammar book, the Grammar Hub for Grade 6 by Feather Cap. I think you are enjoying your sessions with me. So let's go ahead. And today we are going to start chapter 11 of your book, the verb. What is a verb? Do you know? They are action words. Is that all? You know, this definition of verbs is not complete. So do you want to learn more about verbs? Let's go along. So what are strong verbs? What are weak verbs? Weak verbs are the verbs which are just repeating by, can you see these forms? We are just adding D to it or ED to it. Dislike becomes disliked. Sometimes we use T to change them. Creep becomes crept, crept. Tell becomes told, told, and the two other forms are repeating, isn't it? Keep becomes kept, kept. Again repeated. Feed is fed, fed. Breed is bred, bred. Bet remains the same. All the three forms are same. Hit, hit, hit. Similarly, we have cut, 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 put, put, put. So the verbs which either have all the three forms same or they change into past or past participle form. That means the second and third form of verb are formed by either adding D, ED, T. A little change in spelling it could be before adding T at the end. So all these verbs are called weak verbs, right? Have you understood? Okay. So here we have a list of some weak verbs. Bend. Just see the difference. T. Only D changes to T. So it becomes bent. Bring becomes brought, brought. A slight change in spelling, but the past and past participle forms are the same. Build changed to T. Then burn becomes either burnt or burned, but then the forms are same. We can add T or ED. They are the same. Coming to this side, lie. Just added D. Lied. This lie means to tell, not to tell the truth. Lose, lost, lost. Make, made, made. Mean, meant, meant. Similarly, with a slight change in vowel inside, buy becomes bought, bought, catch becomes caught, caught, deal is dealt, dealt, deceive, just added D, die, just added D. Meet, we removed one E from the center. Melt is melted, ED added. Pay, again D added, but by changing Y to I, it becomes paid. Prove, only D is added. Quarrel, a slight change, we just double the last letter of quarrel, then add ED, so it becomes quarreled. So all these are weak verbs. Whereas when we talk about the strong verbs, the past tense is formed by the change in main vowel of the present tense and without any addition or any ending. That is the strong verb. They are formed by adding N, EN or NE. Those whose past participle is formed without any addition, that means totally change, like arise, arose, arisen. Awake, awoke, awaken. Beat, beat, beaten. The past participle form is changed. It's not using D, ED or T. Can you see? Okay. Do, totally changed. Do, did, done. Draw, drew, drawn. Drink, drank, drunk. So the three forms are changed and they are not simply formed by adding D, ED or T at the end, right? Forgive becomes forgave, forgiven. Give, gave, given. Then know, knew, known. Steal, stole, stolen. Tear, tore, torn. Throw, threw, thrown. So all these verbs are called strong verbs because they are changing in form and they are not formed into change into past participle and the past form by using D, ED or T. They are not even repeated in all the three as we do in cut, 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 put, 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 sit, 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 shut, shut, shut. Okay. Now here's an exercise for you. Fill in the blanks and complete the forms of the following verbs. Take. Let's write the other two. Yes, take, took, taken. Good. New is the past form of which verb? Yes, very good. No. And what is the third form? Known. Very good. So which verb is this? Is it strong or weak? It is strong. Good. Sleep. Slept, slept. Very good. Now tell me slept, slept. Sleep is the strong verb or a weak verb? It's a weak verb because it is transformed just by adding T. Good. Rose is a flower. It is the past tense of rise. Rise, rose, risen. So that's good enough. You have learned them also. You know many of them and you can just finish this exercise, right? So it's for you to practice, to learn and rather do it. Now it's time to recall what all we have learnt in verbs. Verbs are the words that show possession, P-E-A-P, possession, existence and action. Now it's no more only the doing words for you. Auxiliary verbs, they are also called helping verbs, and we learned that auxiliary verbs can be primary auxiliaries. Quickly tell what are the three primary auxiliaries? Yes, be, do and have. Perfect. And then we learned about modal auxiliaries also. Like may, can, could, will, shall, should, ought to, might, right? So all these we have learned, they are the modal auxiliaries. What do they tell? They tell the mood, yes, and the attitude of the speaker. Good. Now then we also learnt about direct or indirect object, where we learned that if there are two objects in a sentence, a verb carries two objects, then the person is the indirect object and the word, the object that gives an answer to what? That is your direct object, which is a thing out of those two. Then we also learnt about transitive and intransitive verbs. The transitive verbs are, what are they? Dependent, and intransitive verbs are independent of the object, right? Yes. Then learned about finite and non-finite forms of verbs. Finite are limited, non-finites are non-ending. So their use, their form remains the same. It remains endless. And we did three types of non-finite verbs. What are they? Let's quickly tell. Yes, they are the infinitives, they are the participles, and they are the gerunds. So this was a quick revision of what all we have learned in verbs till now. Here's an exercise for you to practice and perfect. Take the correct answer. What makes complete sense in a transitive verb? Object. Let's see, is it there? Yes. Which of the following sentences has a transitive verb? Let's see which one is dependent. She speaks politely. Himanshu bought a car. How do you feel now? The game has finished. Object is only in this sentence. Perfect. Next, non-finite verbs have a subject, have no subject, are used after the subject, or change their form according to the subject. Non-finite verbs, they don't have a subject, they have no subject, they are not used after the subject, change their form according to the subject. We have done. What about non-finites? I like to watch movies. Right? So what is the non-finite here? To watch is the non-finite. Does it have a subject? No, it doesn't have a subject. So it has no subject. Is it used after the subject? Yes, of course. And change their form according to the subject? No. So they have no subject. And they are used after the subject because we are saying that they don't have any subject. So nothing to talk about after the subject. I have decided to punish you. The infinitive is perfect. Infinitive gives you two. Very nice. So wherever you see two, I'm going to school. So you mean to say to school is infinitive? No ways, because school is a noun. We want to followed by a verb in its root form. So to punish is the infinitive. Good. Was that funny? Okay, let's move to the next question now. Spot the transitive verbs and objects in the following sentences. So we'll be just underlining the transitive verbs and we will circle and circle the objects. She won a medal. Yes. And what did she win? She won a medal for her brilliant performance. He is making a political map of India. Making is the verb. What is he making? A political map. So object is encircled. The 8 planets in our solar system revolve around the sun. So what is the verb here? If we just say the 8 planets in our solar system revolve, revolve is the verb, but then there is no object. So no object in this. It is not a matter of transitive verb. So we are not going to underline it, children. Okay. The sun is not the object here. Next, Munshi Premchand wrote many famous novels. So what did he write? Many famous novels. Sarita wrote an article on the empowerment of women. Women wrote is perfect. What did she write? An article. Only this much is enough. An article, right? So you need not take this whole as the object. Even if we write Sarita wrote an article, that's enough. Fine. Let's move to the next. Underline the direct objects and circle the indirect objects. Remember, when we have two objects, the non-living is the direct object. Ragini wouldn't tell me her secret recipe. So what is the direct object? What won't she tell? Her secret recipe. And what is indirect? Sorry, this is direct, so we are going to underline. Yes. This is direct and me is whom. Whom, to which word is giving an answer to whom? Me. My sister told me an extremely funny joke. So what did she tell? An extremely funny joke. So this gives an answer to what? And this gives an answer to whom. Right? To whom? To whom did she tell? To me. So this is your indirect object. Anurag gave us stamps from his collection. So what did he give? Stamps. This is direct. To whom did he give? He gave to us. So rest 2, I hope you can do yourselves. Are you sure? Yes, this is interesting because you have learned it. You have understood. That's wonderful. We still have another exercise for you. Fill in the blanks with the gerund form of the verbs in the box given below. So let's see, what is the gerund form? Good. It is the verb plus ing form. Now tell me, what is the role? What is the function? What is the usage of gerunds? They are verbs, of course, because we are talking about non-finite verbs. They are verbs. What is the other role? They are verbs plus nouns. Perfect. They give an answer to what also, along with being a doing word, an action, right? So let's do this. I am fond of dash, so I have taken a sales job. When I am doing a sales job, what do you think? What am I fond of? Am I fond of painting or singing or winning or traveling or reading or helping? Yes, of course, traveling. So we will make it into the ing form by first doubling, repeating the last letter L. So you have double L-I-N-G, traveling, right? Dash is a good pastime. What is a good pastime? So many out of these. Painting is also a good pastime. Singing is also a good pastime. Reading is also a good pastime. Even helping people is also a good pastime. So any of them can come. Let us skip and move to the next to see which is the best option here. Dash is not an easy job. It requires a lot of practice. Painting also requires a lot of practice. Singing also requires a lot of practice. So here again, we have these two options. Dash is a passion with Satish Gujral. He loves colors. So one thing is gone because he loves colors. That means what is his passion? Painting. So we will have painting here. That means for the third one, we are left with singing. These are gone. Singing goes with the third one. Painting goes with the fourth one. So what is a good pastime? We are left with reading. This will come in number 2. This is how we choose the best one out when we have many options to be filled at one blank, right? So this is how we rule out and we are left with one. Dash the poor and needy is our duty. Of course, helping. So this is your number 5. And last but not the least, my friends congratulated me for dash the trophy. Of course, winning the trophy. And you see, wherever I have used these gerunds in the beginning of the sentence, I made sure to begin them with a capital letter because it's the beginning of the sentence, children. Please remember these small points are very useful. Okay. So this was all in verbs finally, and we'll be coming up with more interesting sessions in grammar with Mini. Till then, happy learning.